Vince Young recently lashed out at other quarterbacks getting work in the NFL. Notably had some words about Ryan Fitzpatrick. He said, I hate to name drop, but Ryan Fitzpatrick is still playing. He leads the league in interception, and he's still getting paid. I mean, what is going on here? Now, given Young's disappointing NFL run himself, let's play around to fill in the blank. Blank is the biggest college star to flame out in the pros.
I'm going to say a quarterback, and I think there's so many quarterbacks you can pick that have had a lot of college success, and it's so hard to make that transition at that position. Some say the hardest position to play in all of sports to the next level. Vince Young, he made Pro Bowls. He had a winning record. Just issues with Jeff Fisher as a head coach and then injuries cut his career short. I wonder if he was in a different environment, if he would have fully realized his potential. But Johnny Manziel didn't even sniff his potential in the NFL. Was a first-round draft pick, came in all brash and cocky. Remember when he was up on the draft stage, flashing the money?
He's still doing that, but he doesn't have any to...
Exactly. He was the big man on campus at Texas A&M. Could not do no wrong. He partied hard, lived hard, but also played hard and balled hard. Beating Alabama, winning a Heisman Trophy. Johnny did it all in college. But when he got to the pros, he got hit with a smack-dab dose of reality in the face by a 300-pound lineman seemingly every day. Johnny Manziel was too small, he didn't work hard enough, didn't have the mental capacity, or just the professionalism to excel at the next level, completely flamed out and is now out of football altogether. One of the biggest busts in draft history, considering what he did at the collegiate level, though we shouldn't be surprised because the red flags were there that he had this bust potential.
When we were tossing this around, you know, I was thinking about college basketball players, but when you were saying that, Trent Richardson came to mind for me.
That's a good one.
He was a Heisman contender.
Absolutely.
He was a man at Alabama. That's not my pick, but remember, he was third overall, and that's one reason to me why NFL teams have gone away from picking running backs so highly until you get back to a Todd Gurley, because he had that close to 1,000-yard season with the Browns, tailed off after that. College basketball, I was thinking Christian Laettner, because he might be one of the best college basketball players ever. Had a long career, actually made an all-star game. Greg Oden is a guy that comes to mind. Injuries cut him short. My pick, though, is Mateen Cleaves. He was a part of the Flintstones. When you talk about college basketball players, this guy was Big Ten Player of the Year in '98 and '99, led the Spartans to the 2000 national title, was most outstanding player, and did absolutely nothing in the NBA. 6 years in the NBA, look at his career averages, 3.6 points per game and 2 assists. This is what we get from a guy who was a most outstanding player. Very disappointing. He had the size too. He was 6'2". It's not like he was 5'10" or 6 feet, and he was well coached. You come from being coached from Tom Izzo. You think this guy has the skills and has the IQ to make it in the NBA, but it just didn't translate.
Always sad to see that. Such a strong college career, and then you make it into the pros. Let's see what our viewers had to say, shall we? Tim says Jamarcus Russell is a guy who said he would play in the NFL for free.
Name is always going to come up. Number one pick.
He's one of the biggest busts ever. Absolutely.
Hodge agrees with you, Tyler. Johnny Manziel. And Louise says Ryan Leaf spent a few years in prison. Maybe that.
Quarterback, I think, is the position where you're going to find the most nominees
Hands down.
for this fill in the blank, because they always go high in the draft because it's such a premium position, and usually you can be a star at college. It's really hard to be a star in the NFL at that position. Not a lot that we have at that.